Hi guys, this is Arthur Zach again and welcome to my channel. Today we have a very special topic because we will be discussing one of the most important things that we should know, which is financial planning. Most of us have issues with that until now. Lalo nung pandemic, sobrang and until now, masyadong nahirapan tayo when there are lots of job losses and then we can't work because we have to stay at home. So, and most of us, I'm sure, nakaka-relate kayo na um, naubos yung funds and savings natin. And our special guest right now is a writer of two books, which are Do You Think You're Creative? How to Boost Your Creativity in 10 Days, and Seven Personal Finance Hacks, which is her most recent book. Her name is Apple Cruda. She's also a financial advisor, and she will talk about the importance of handling finances correctly. Most recently nga nag-post even Catherine Bernardo on how we should be saving and how to handle our finances, especially now that it's pandemic. So let's get to know her better. So hi Apple, how are
All right.
you?
Hello, Art. I'm good. Ikaw?
I'm good. Thank you for gracing us today and welcome to my channel. All right. So, I appreciate na inaccept mo yung invitation ko in regard to this kasi like me, I've struggled during pandemic, ang daming issues regarding finances, and I'm sure maraming tao ang nahirapan talaga kasi ito yung
Mm-mm.
dati maybe nasho-short tayo sometimes, pero ito talaga yung, nag-test ng endurance mo hanggang magkano ba yung savings mo and all that, na wala kang work, maraming
Mm-mm.
nawalan ng trabaho,
Mm-mm.
maraming businesses na nagsara. So I'm sure matutulungan mo kami today. Siyempre, meron kang Seven Personal Finance Hacks book and,
Mm-mm.
I'm sure sabi mo nga sa akin may surprise ka sa ating mga viewers. We're excited to know about it
Yes, yes.
also. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
can you tell us more about your book and what is it all about? This Seven Personal
Mm-hmm.
Finance Hacks.
All right. Thank you, Art, for having me, and thank you for inviting me. This is a rare opportunity, and I'd like to also of course, to add value to your audience,
Thank
to your
you.
YouTube followers, our subscribers. So, of course, yung book na yon, it's entitled Seven Personal Finance Hacks. So, nasulat ko yon in the middle of the pandemic, I think around July
Mhm.
2020. So I really thought about it. It's really a short guide. So I know that a lot of people wanted to just really browse through at madaling basahin. So ganun siya. So it's a summary of the things that I've learned in personal finance. So
Mhm.
why did I write the book? It was really probably the right time kasi I've been planning to really release a quick guide in an ebook format.
Mhm.
Tapos came pandemic. So parang feeling ko it was really like inspired na pandemic inspired yung book na yun. So first is of course a lot of people, most probably even everyone, even the rich people have parang na-experience yung parang sobrang parang dent doon sa savings nila, and of course
Mhm.
the lower classes as well, even the middle class. So what do we do now? So yun yung first question, right? So I think the first question that you should ask yourself also, not just in the business side of things, is a lot of people then I think I'm addressing to you guys as an individual, regardless if you're an entrepreneur or a working employee for a corporate for the corporate. So I'd like to ask you guys to first assess yourself. Ako kasi I'm very self-aware person. So what I usually do is I do a self-inventory in anything. So first
Mhm.
is you ask yourself, ano yung estado mo sa finances mo ngayon? So you really have to be honest, brutally honest. In this case, wag kang mahiya since ikaw lang din naman yung makakaalam nun. You don't need parang sophisticated na app or anything. You can just write it down on a piece of paper. So for example, assets versus liability. So ano ba yung mga yun? So later on, I'll discuss it discuss it in detail. So first is you need to know may trabaho ka pa ba? May income pang pumapasok sa'yo, may negosyo ba? Lahat ng income mo, so ganon. Ilagay mo, kung may utang ka, ilagay mo din siya. So kahit sobrang sakit, ilagay mo pa rin siya.
Alright.
Tapos yung mga daily expenses mo.
Okay. So simple hacks to that we can use,
Mm-mm.
parang nuggets of information that will help us
Yes.
manage our finances better. So ang ganda nung
Mm-hmm.
sinabi mo na you have to be self-aware and you need to do
Yes.
inventory kasi tayo most of
Mm-mm.
the time yung simple expenses natin hindi naman natin nata-track down, and I love that you
Mm-mm.
told us na kailangan nga talaga naming mag-app kasi it's really effective
Mm-hmm.
to check on what you are spending on. Thank you about that. So makikita
Mm-hmm.
namin to lahat dun sa book mo na
Yes, even yung mga recommended apps ko. Like ako kasi
wow.
more
Mhm.
on the techie side of things. So I recommended the simple app na
Mhm.
kailangan yung alam na pwede yung gamitin na it's a recommendation. But if you want the simplest like old school kayo, pwede namang papel like ballpen and everything. Ganun.
All right. So while writing this, I'm sure shinare mo na sinulat mo to during pandemic, and you've been wanting to write something that people can really relate to. So ikaw naman sa sarili mo, what have you
Mm-hmm.
learned about yourself while doing this? Ano yung revelation, realizations, things like that
Mm-hmm.
that that really resonates with you
Mm-hmm.
about this book?
All right. Thank you, Art, for that question. So the first thing that really parang hit me at the core was really having two income streams at that time. So parang nung
Mhm.
nagka-pandemic kasi, good thing I was still working at that time. I was working for a corporate and side hustle ko is being a financial advisor. So nung
Mhm.
time na yun, although stable naman yung company, I mean, it's still parang existing up to now. But the thing is, I wasn't so parang parang hindi ako nagpapanik masyado na parang even if
Mhm.
I resigned or even if I got laid off, I still have something to fall back on. So I think
Mhm.
that's one thing that I think then mga maraming tao ang makaka-relate doon kasi a lot of people were laid off sa trabaho nila if they were forced to and right now marami pa rin companies, even big companies na dati akala natin they're very invincible, there's a job security, and pandemic has altogether really defined what job security means, diba? So yun.
Mhm. I agree. Even PAL nga na napakalaking kumpanya nag-lay off ng mga
Mm-mm.
tao, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
And at hindi madaling ma-lay off kasi syempre,
Mm-mm.
what if you're a breadwinner, 'di ba?
Yes.
Saan mo kukunin yung pang-survive ng family mo for a few months? Eh hindi
Mm-mm.
naman ganun kadaling makahanap ng trabaho. Eh
Mm-mm.
thank you for letting us know. I'm sure this book will really help us a lot. Um
Mm-mm.
so let me just ask you kasi ito personal question. What if you
Mm-mm.
are, let's say, you are buried in debt, ganyan, marami kang utang, ganyan. What are
Mm-mm.
the action steps that you need to do?
Mm-mm.
This puzzles me kasi hindi lang naman
Okay,
yung
good question.
'di ba parang ang
Mm-mm.
dami-daming tao na they're in debt lalo nung pandemic, 'di ba? Gusto mo ilang months wala kang work, nasa
Mm-mm.
bahay ka lang, ganyan. And you have to make ends meet,
Mm-mm.
'di ba? That's the reality and that's what really happened. Paano mo ba
Mm-mm.
maso-survive 'yon, and what should you do to resolve that?
All right. So sa personal finance, it's very simple. Although it's not parang it's hard to do sometimes, but it's very simple. It's really parang maximizing your income,
Mhm.
right? So dapat mas marami yung plus, tas mas
Mhm.
konti yung minus or mas konti yung expenses. Now, how do we
Okay.
apply that kung for example, if someone is buried in debt tapos nawala ng work? Yun siguro yung worst
Mhm.
case scenario. So let's deal with that. So first is, ako yun, nawalan ng work tapos I'm buried in debt. The first thing that I need to do is to have an income source, tama? Kasi
Mm.
how can I even pay my bills kung wala akong income to begin with? Or how can I budget something that's imaginary, hindi siya nag-exist, diba? So I have to resort to, it's either online business, kasi yan ngayon yung ano. Actually, dati pa akong may online business, like way back, I've been doing that. Tapos, biglang pandemic hit, parang na-force ang mundo na maging online. So a lot of people are doing online businesses, whatever it is. Of course, ibang usapan naman paano yung business aside. So I'm just talking about personal finance. So online business, it could be on work from home job. Pwedeng, kunwari, kung ano yung job mo dati, mag-online ka lang ngayon. I mean, di ba, you look for job opportunities, or pwede rin mag-freelance ka online. Ang dami namang mga free tutorials sa YouTube, or mga paid naman pero mura lang. You can check out a lot of resources online. So kung meron ka na ngayong income, now of course you go back to your self-inventory. Nakalagay dun yung expenses mo. Kunwari in a month, ang expenses mo is, let's make number lang 10,000 pesos. Diba? 10,000 pesos, lahat-lahat na yun. May savings ka na dun, ganyan-ganyan. Pero may utang ka.
Mm-mm.
Ngayon, do you think yung income mo dapat 10,000 pesos lang if may utang ka?
Syempre hindi.
Di ba hindi?
Of course
Di
not.
ba hindi?
I agree.
Exactly. So yun yung mo. Dapat ka na ng expenses mo, kasama na yung utang, tapos you look for a job or 2 jobs, whatever, kung paano mo didiskartehin yun, na mag dun sa lifestyle mo. Gets mo?
So,
hindi siya yung, although meron sila sinasabi na mag-income, dapat mag-adjust yung lifestyle mo sa income mo, tama? Pero in your case kasi, meron kang utang, may ganito. So kailangan talaga, you really have to find a way. It's either 2 income sources para masupport mo yon. Tapos ngayon, of course, meron kang gabundok na utang. Paano mo gagawin yun? Parang nakakapanik, di ba? Parang madidepress ka na, dahil mo iisipin. How do you manage that? Actually, nakalagay dun sa libro din na you have to talk to your creditors. Regardless kung kaibigan mo ba yan, bangko, credit card, ganito, ganyan. You talk to them. Parang you inform them na you are still you still have the intention to pay, pero hindi nga lang ganun agad-agad. So you look for parang an agreement na mas mababa yung babayaran every month, ganyan. Or kung credit cards yun, if you have 2 credit cards or 1 credit card that you're buried in debt, you can actually apply for a balance transfer. May
consolidate the debt, no?
With the different banks. Tapos kung sino yung yes. So parang isang card na lang, kunwari 30,000 yung utang mo sa credit card A, ganyan. Tapos pumunta ka, nag-check ka sa iba-ibang bangko na nag-offer ng balance transfer para bayaran na nila yung credit card na yun, na isang mong credit card, tapos bibigyan ka nila ng rate na mas mababa compared dun sa una mong credit card. So paid na yun, tapos kumari in 24 months or 36 months, meron siyang deadline kung kailan mo siya mababayaran. Hindi yung parang ang tagal, hindi mo alam kung kailan matatapos. So yun, para mag-work din sa budget mo yun, ganun siya.
Right, very very useful yan. No? So parang promissory note or anything or another settlement, things like that, and then balance transfer. That's a very very good idea.
Yes.
And curious ako, syempre yun nga, ang tagal-tagal, closed, it was lockdown, ganyan. So ano ba yung ideal na emergency fund? Kasi syempre you're an expert with that eh. Can you share us what's the ideal amount of the emergency fund? Para saan ba yun? What is it for? Why should we have it? Can you tell us more about it, please?
Sure. So yung old way ng emergency fund, old way because there's a new way. Old way is 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. Okay, so kunwari yung monthly expense mo is 40K, times 3 lang yun or times 6. So for 3 to 6 months, so kunwari i-max out mo ng 6 months. So 40K times 6 months is 240K, tama? Pero ngayon kasi, may natutunan din ako bago kasi nag-attend din ako ng mga trainings. It should be 3 to 6 months of your monthly income. So parang inire-replace mo yung income mo. So kunwari yung dati mong income which is dapat nag-fit sa lifestyle mo is let's say 40,000 din. Kunwari 40,000 times 6, 240,000. So yun yung parang ni-replace mo lang yung income mo kasi
Ayun dapat yung emergency fund.
Ang idea nun, yes, parang ang idea nun is that mawalan ka ng work, may 3 to 6 months ka para maghanap. And you're not gonna resort to utang because meron kang emergency funds para i-support yung monthly expense mo, yung lifestyle mo in the next 3 to 6 months. And I'm sure naman, hindi mo na mahayaan na 6 months na lang, wala ka pa rin work, diba? So parang gano'n. And some people, even actually some rich people, don't just end up with 6 months. They actually go, parang kahit mag-pandemic pa, mag 2 years na pandemic, kaya nila, meron sila emergency funds just for that. May tinatawag na sila parang calamity fund, gano'n, or pandemic fund, or tawag doon. So they can, parang they're not as worried as much na dun sa walang emergency funds talaga.
So, yung 240,000 na yan, it's a lot of money. Ano naman yung tip mo para, for example, tama lang yung sinusweldo mo, 'di ba? It's just enough. How can you have that emergency funds? Paano mo ma-acquire yung savings na yon? Ano ba yung way na madaling gawin?
Okay. Good question. This is no longer part of the book. This is something that I share because I got this from my trainings also. So I'm sharing this freely to you guys. So may iba-ibang ways actually, but the one that I subscribe to now is 60-20-20 rule. So 60% should be the threshold for your operational expenses. So meaning to say lahat ng lahat ng binabayaran mo on a monthly basis or weekly ko ano man yun, or monthly, ilalagay mo doon. So dapat 60% lang siya na income mo. Hindi dapat siya parang mag-exceed ng 60%. The lower, the better. Be higher than 60. Tapos yung 20%, yun yung investing activities mo. So yun yung sa insurance mo, sa stocks. So ilalagay mo doon lahat ng monthly na sineset aside mo. So kung annual yung binabayaran mo sa insurance, i-divide mo lang ng 12. So ilalagay mo doon. Tapos, yung sa 20%, leisure activities, yun yung pang shopping mo, may shopping fund ka, ganyan, salon, ganyan. Siyempre, you wanted to make sure also na you can, you can still enjoy your money. So, ito yung way, pwede rin ilagay, actually, may nilalagay din sa investing, actually sa leisure din yung savings na mga short term, yung mga pangluho mo lang. Pero kung sa mga emergency fund mo, ilagay mo na siya dun sa dun sa operational activities or expenses. So ganun siya. So hindi mo siya, so isa siyang budget rule na hindi yung tapusin mo muna yung utang mo, ganyan. Tapos doon ka na mag-emergency fund. Pwede mo kasi siyang sabay-sabayin. So hindi kailangan na kunwari kailangan 5,000 per month. Hindi nga kaya ng sweldo mo. So it depends on you kung magkano yung portion doon. Of course, if you, for example, you talk to your creditor also. Before you talk to your creditor, you work on yung homework na sinasabi ko na you have to write things down. So 60-20-20. Sa 60% na yung dapat may savings ka. Kaya kasi di ba, we learned already na important ang savings. So emergency funds mo yun, ganyan. 20% yung mga investing activity like insurance mo, ganyan, stocks. Tapos 20% pang leisure mo. So para hindi ka, para hindi mo ma-feel na restrictive yung savings. So the mas okay yon. It doesn't matter kung magkano yung amount as long as yung percentages na yun nasusunod. Kasi ang hirap kung wala kang sinusundan na system, bara-bara, parang bahala na si Batman.
Bahala na.
At least alam mo na okay, meron kang sinusundan, ganun siya.
Tsaka, very powerful yung sinabi mo na restrictive. Kasi totoo yan. When you don't have enough money, tapos feeling mo wala kang savings, wala kang investment, restricted ka, parang wala kang freedom. So, parang hindi ka pwedeng mamili ng work and things like that. So, it's a good thing that you shared it with us. So, ngayon naman, I'm curious kasi I don't see an end in the future itong pandemic na to. Well, we're hoping and we're optimistic that it will be ending soon. Sinabi mo nga yung side hustles, right? How do you really thrive in such a crisis, in a pandemic? Paano nga ba tayo mag-ano niyan?
Okay. The first thing is, pag side hustle, syempre, usually pag sinabi mo side hustle, meron kang main job or day job, ganun. So for example, you're working for a bank. Make sure that you're parang off ba mo ba? Or depende sa schedule mo yun. Depende sa schedule ng tao din. So,
Mhm.
during free time mo, usually ibang tao, let's say every day, weeknights, every night nila ginagawa yung side hustle, no matter what that side hustle is. So, and then, ang side hustle, usually online na ngayon. Mapa-insurance business man yan, industry, mapa-digital industry, online business, ganyan-ganyan. So, ang importante doon is that you should know your purpose first.
Mhm.
Sometimes people don't realize their purpose actually. Pwedeng mahuli yun. Pero some people would really wanted to ask themselves, what's my purpose in life? Pero a lot of people don't know that. So what you can also start with instead of the purpose if you cannot is first is know your strengths. Hindi yung puro passion lang. Kasi minsan yung passion ko, passionate ako kumanta. So wala pala ang boses para, di ba?
I
So
agree.
the best way, kasi ang daming ganyan di ba? Mag-artista ako tapos wala palang talent or kung ano man.
Dapat
Tapos,
realistic ka pa
so
rin, 'di
first
ba
is
sa Mhm.
exactly, realistic, in touch ka naman sa reality. Yan. So
Mm.
first is, you have to know your strengths. Ano ka ba? Magaling ka ba magsalita? Magaling ka ba mag-drawing? Magluto? Ganyan. Tapos, second is, usually kasi yung strengths, minsan sa work din nakikita yun eh. Like for example, you've been working for 10 years. Malalaman mo rin yun eh. May pattern din siya. Tapos second is, ano yung parang, will this strength be paid? For example, magaling ka magluto. Will you be paid for that in the future or later on if imo-monetize mo siya? Definitely, di
Mhm.
ba? Kasi meron
Yes.
mga passionate ka matulog malamang. Wala namang natutulog for now baka in the future magkaroon ng invention na matulog ka at babayaran ka, di ba? So passionate ka matulog, wala namang sa ngayon, it's safe to say na it's not gonna be paid, di ba? Pero yung if you're passionate, di ba? Kasi daming passion or your strength is ganyan, magluto. If it's really good, when you give it to friends and they say na, oh, sarap mo magluto ng kung ano mang putahe, ganyan. Tapos you sell it online, you sell it to your family muna hanggang sa, okay, may market pala. Kasi kailangan may market din, hindi pwedeng nauuna yung product. Dapat may nasusolve kang problem. So right now,
Mm.
like for example, Grab Food, mga Food Panda, dati pa sila online, di ba?
Mm.
Tapos ngayon may malaking problema. Sabi pa nga ng isa kong parang mentor, the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. So ibig sabihin, if you solve one problem na malaki, mas malaki yung opportunity. So in your case, for example, mga packed meals, ganyan, for your co-workers, ganyan, kasi mayroon ka pang day job, maganda yun. So yun. And then later on, of course, your purpose, nagiging clear na rin siya. Kasi sometimes purpose doesn't come first. Sometimes nare-realize ng tao yun later on. So,
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure with all the nuggets of information, lahat ng sinabi mo, mas na-excite yung mga tao tuloy basahin yung book mo. Can you invite our viewers to get a copy of your book? Where can we get it?
sure. All right. So it's actually a free guide I'm gonna give you guys. If you follow, hopefully you follow Art and spread the word. Follow his YouTube channel. Tapos first 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers, I can give you a free copy. So I'll
Wow,
give
thank
Art the link
you.
or probably in the description box. Ganyan. So you can just sign up and I'll send you the book via email.
Wow,
So,
thank you. But apart from that,
you're
so
welcome.
where can they get it? Is it
So, parang intro pa, sa mga tao. So, yun.
Well, we're excited about that. Excited kami to have a copy of your book.
Yes.
You have a first book also. I
Yes,
think
yes.
you said earlier that you can get it in Amazon. Can you
Yes, yes, yes.
invite everybody to get a copy of that?
Sure. Sure, I can also give the art the link, but you can find it on Amazon.com on your app or on the website. It's Do You Think You're Creative? You can actually just search it on Google. Do You Think You're Creative by Apple Cruda or Apple Cruda? It's up there. It's available in hard copy or hard, how do you call that, hard copy, and
Hardbound.
sorry, the ebook format or Kindle, yeah, hardbound
Mm.
or Kindle format. Ganyan.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Marami kaming natutunan ngayon, especially now. It's very important to be educated on your financial education, 'di ba? Or financial planning.
Mhm.
It's very useful. We appreciate your time and thank you for everything that we've learned from you. Where can we get in touch with you? If
Sure.
ever the
You can follow me on Instagram. Yes. Sorry.
Go ahead, please.
Sorry. You can follow me on Instagram at Apple Cruda, so AppleCruda. Same on actually Facebook. I also have a Facebook page. You can just type in Apple Cruda, and you can also. I also have another account, at the Money Habits PH, both on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. Thank you so much, Apple. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, Art.